Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nightly Relay. And I am your host for the evening festivities and shenanigans, Neutrino Jones. Good to see you on this Friday, June 15th, 2018. It's Friday. So this is an early edition because I'm not going to be doing this on a Friday night, folks. But for this one time, I'll let you have a Friday night. Got some brand new ARF Biscuit in the background today. A new track called Peanut Butter Jelly Time. And that's exactly what we got going on right now. Peanut butter jelly time. Oh, lots of good stuff happening everywhere around the world. So we're going to run down some of the junk that's going on. I busted up one of my teeth. And so my talking ability has been a bit handicapped. So I'll have to get that tooth fixed. I'm liking the new sound bed. What do you think? ARF did a nice job on that. You can find ARF Biscuit on SoundCloud, by the way. Sounds a little George Benson-ish. George Benson-ish. Peanut butter jelly time. Oh well, we thought we'd try something different today. You've been hearing the same old song, Perpendicular Cats, for a while now. Alright, let's get started. I'm just going to go do a round robin here. So, June 15th, 2018. So apparently, Paul Manafort is going to jail. I bet he thought this day would never come. Manafort ordered to jail after charges of witness tampering. The order to imprison President Trump's former campaign manager came in a federal court hearing after Paul Manafort had been asking to post a $10 million bond and end 7 months of home detention. He actually thought he was going to go in the other direction. Get that bracelet on. Now, you know, dude is like calling people up and emailing him and telling him, don't say I did what I did. Why? And he get caught. I mean, I don't know. This guy's just, he's an idiot. So Manafort's gone to jail. They had enough of that crap. Robert Mueller had enough of that crap. I have enough of that crap too. Put him in jail. He should have been in jail. This guy should have been in jail a long time ago. He should have never been allowed to walk into Donald Trump's campaign offices, campaign headquarters, and volunteer his services and eventually just push his way through and take over the entire campaign. And I don't know. You know, look, I don't know if he did it because the Russians wanted him to do it. But I don't know. We'll see. So lots of activities in the court systems today. June 15th was a big day. Apparently today is the day that the courts had set as a deadline for all of the work on Cohen's all the evidence that they took, all the papers that they took out of his office and hotel room. Guy had to have both an office and a hotel room for some reason. So today is the deadline the courts placed on all of that paperwork. They're going through it to see how much of it could be considered would fall under the title of attorney-client privilege, so information that could not be shared in the investigation. And today's the day that all that stops, and they're going to turn over everything that's considered not to be privileged information. Do you understand? You follow? So today's the day that happens, and apparently the word on the street, if you can believe that, is that only about 1% of all of that stuff they took out of there would be privileged information. So they're turning up the heat on Mr. Cohen today, and CNN is reporting that President Donald Trump's longtime personal attorney, Michael Cohen, has indicated to family and friends that he is willing to cooperate with federal investigators to alleviate the pressure on himself and his family, according to a source familiar with the matter. Whoever that is. It could be Michael Cohen himself. Who knows? Maybe. So those two things are going down today. Manafort's getting locked up and Cohen's about ready to flip. That's not looking good for Mr. Trump, is it? And then Mr. Trump himself is out there. He's always getting ahead of the curve, you know. He's like, he's always picking out what headlines should be the headlines before the headlines are the headlines. And he today said he tweeted. Do we have to call them tweets? I mean, the platform is called Twitter. Can we just change the name to Twits? Like Trump tweets today. I think that's a better name, especially when it comes to our president. So anyway, here's what Trump said. First, he praised Kim Jong-un's authoritarian rule, saying, "I want my people to do the same." Yeah, he said that. He said he thought, you know, but that shouldn't come as a surprise. He's been praising Vladimir Putin all this time. These guys are his idols. I mean, that's who he emulates. That's who he wants to be like. So Trump praises Kim's authoritarian rule, says, "I want my people to do the same." And I don't know. I guess did he? So he came back later. I don't know. No, he said, "I'm kidding." Oh, come on! I'm admonishing the journalist, silly journalist. You don't understand sarcasm. Well, no, we do understand sarcasm, and we understand exactly where it comes from in your heart, Mr. Trump. Yeah, so Trump, he was just kidding. Ha ha ha. Yeah, lots of funny jokes being, authoritarian dictators are hilarious. They really are. They like to make sarcastic, snide comments all the time. Putin does it all the time. And then they just, they want you to believe them when they say, I was only kidding. So the other thing that went down yesterday was basically the Inspector General of the Attorney General's office pretty much came out and trashed the FBI under James Comey. And, that's probably what, that's exactly what I would want if I was Donald Trump. Going in, through all of this investigation of his dealings with just about anything, I would want, somebody to come along and make a statement declaring to the public that the FBI is no good and of no use to anyone. And that's pretty much what they did. But, look, I said early on, James Comey was not to be trusted. I don't trust anything that came out of his mouth. So I'm fine with that, but it pretty much sets the stage for Trump and the Republicans to bring down the investigation that's going on with Robert Mueller. So you got that. The funny thing, last night I was watching one of the networks, and they sign off, the two big ones anyway that I watch. They sign off at midnight, but right before midnight, practically when I guess they figured nobody would be up and awake and around to hear it, they ran this story, and I thought it was important enough as we, got to dig through all the crap going on, find the real stuff out there, the real news. So Scott Pruitt and the EPA are moving to replace an Obama-era rule protecting drinking water for 117 million people. Scott Pruitt revoked the Clean Water Rule, which clarified what bodies of water could be federally protected. And I'm reading this from Huffington Post. The Environmental Protection Agency on Friday inched closer to proposing a regulation to replace an Obama-era rule that clarified which bodies of water qualified for federal protection. The proposal comes more than a year after EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt signed an executive order to revoke the 2015 Clean Water Rule, also known as the Waters of the United States Rule. The regulation clarified which wetlands and streams could be protected under the Clean Water Act and expanded federal authority to all navigable waters. And that extended the federal safeguards to 2 million miles of streams and 20 million acres of wetlands, securing the drinking water of more than 117 million Americans. Now, you're one of them, most likely. You're one of those 117 million Americans. That's about a third, more than a third. And I don't know about you, but I'm all for my drinking water being protected. So I had no problem with that. But apparently, Scott Pruitt and the big polluting corporations that he represents, and along with Donald Trump, they all think, screw it, because they don't drink that water. They drink, Evian and Voss. They buy water in crystal vases and have it poured into their mouths by servants. They don't drink the drinking water. They don't care. All right, time to go. It's Friday. Get your groove on. I'm Neutrino Jones. This is the Nightly Relay. Have a good night.